Hello and welcome back to another episode of GoGgLz Plays Shining Pearl Pokemon Nuzlocke. Welcome! Last week we beat up a certain gym leader who was able to give us our 8th gym badge. We are prepping to take on the Elite Four. But first, we need to clean up a couple of places that we have not yet caught Pokemons. Gotta make all the friends we can. Now, that's easier said than done, as we're currently out-leveling most of anything we want to catch. And in addition to that, we don't really have anything that can learn one of the better catching moves in this game, False Swipe. So we need to get creative. Seth Rogen, get back in here. Piccolo, take the sidelines for a little bit. And let's head into Mount Coronet and start leveling up. Linda getting 53. Seth Rogen 27. Seth Rogen 28. And wants to learn Crunch. I think I will. Don't need Water Gun. Seth Rogen has forgotten Water Gun and learn Crunch instead. Bruce Wayne gets 57. Blaze Blue 52. Willie Nelson up to 57. And Willie Nelson wants to learn Leaf Storm. I'm not familiar with it. What's it do? Let's see, 5 PP? And it lowers my special attack. No. Seth Rogen 29. Seth Rogen 30. Seth Rogen 31. You know what? This is going kind of slow, so let's stop off back in town, grab a couple of balls, grab a couple of potions, just so we can stay out a bit longer, and some repels. And let's head to Celestia Town, because if we go underground here, I believe there is something we can find in one of these caves. Not a deep sea scale. Not Dragon Pulse. Oh, no, don't get me. Oh. Well. Hello, Kadabra. You seem to be a Pokemon in a new area. Let's see if we can not knock you out. Well, that didn't go well. So let's also go over what's gonna happen with the underground, because, oh, that Duskull caught me. Because the underground is kind of odd in this game. There are a lot of different categories. So my plan is I'm gonna limit myself on how many Pokemons I can catch down here. There are 18 separately named caverns and caves in the underground. I think if I go for a third of that, being 6, that I will... Ooh, friend! I will be good with that, because you get a lot of choice with what you are catching underground. That being said, I have already failed one, and Duskull is my second one as an accidental touch. That being Stargleam Cavern and Dazzling Cave. Duskull, who should you be? I think you look like Sans. Any Poozits? I don't think I'm in the right place, so let's head up to Snow Point City and pop underground here. See if this is where what I need is. Not Rock Slide. Leftovers is nice, but not what I'm looking for. Not attract. That is what I wanted. So let's pop this lucky egg on Seth Rogen. And with a little bit of leveling underground, we get level 32. Bruce Wayne gets 58. Blaze Blue gets level 53. Linda 54. Seth Rogen 33. And he wants to learn Takedown. No. Willie Nelson gets 58. Seth Rogen gets 34. Seth Rogen 35. Seth Rogen 36. Bruce Wayne gets 59, but more importantly, Seth Rogen 37. Seth Rogen getting 38, and with that, Super Fang. Now, Super Fang is an interesting move, in that it will reduce an opponent's health by half of their current health. It is not nearly as good as False Swipe, but it is a consistent way to bring down a wild Pokemon's health with what I have. So let's get a couple more levels, and then let's go make some friends. Seth Rogen 40. Willie Nelson 59. Seth Rogen 41. Blaze Blue 55 and Seth Rogen 42. And I think it is time to go up and start going to some routes that I missed. So I'm gonna heal up my mans to start. And then let's fly down to Sandgem Town, as we have skipped Route 219, 220, 221, and I believe 222. So, Route 219, we get our first wild encounter, being a Pelipper. So, Seth Rogen, get on out there and show that birdie who's boss. Pelipper starts off with its ability being Drizzle, and Seth Rogen, Super Fang. Taking Pelipper down to half. Pelipper's gonna spit up nothing, so Seth Rogen's gonna Super Fang down to a quarter. Pelipper's gonna spit up, doing nothing. Seth Rogen's gonna Super Fang, down to an eighth. Pelipper's gonna swallow, doing nothing. Seth Rogen's also gonna do nothing. Pelipper's gonna stockpile one. About time. But let's just toss an Ultra Ball out. Friend. 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 Oh. It was so close. Pelipper's gonna fling, Rain's gonna stop, cause Rain can only go on so long, so let's toss out another Ultra Ball. Friend. Ooh. Critical Friend. And Seth Rogen gets 43 out of that encounter. Wants to learn Swords Dance? Ooh, that could be good, but not yet. Not yet. It acts as a delivery service by carrying small Pokemon in its bill. It sits on waves to rest. You look like a Cheryl. Yeah. Yeah, you're a Cheryl. Well, 219 done. Let's clean up a little bit more. Finishing up a couple of battles, Chad getting level 55, picking up a couple items, and Route 220. First encounter, Tentacool. Seth Rogen, Super Bang. Tentacool's down at half, Tentacool's gonna Hex, doing absolutely nothing. Super Bang. Tentacool's down to a quarter, gonna Hex, doing nothing. Super Fang! Down to an eighth. Tentacool's gonna use Bubble Beam. Well, unfortunately for you, not very effective. So let's start tossing some balls. Friend. 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 Yay! Tentacool's gate will be added to the Pokedex. It drifts on sea currents. Countless fishers are hurt by its poisonous stingers. You look like a Callie Marie. Yes. Oh, moving like right along, let's grab some items just sitting around. Carbose Protein and Route 221. We find a Shellos. Alright, Seth Rogen. Let's get this slug on our team. Super Fang. Shellos is going to respond with Body Slam. To which we are going to respond with Super Fang. Which Shellos is going to respond with a Body Fang. Which Seth Rogen is going to respond with a Super Fang. Shellos is down to an 8. Oh. Shellos is going to recover. Back up to... more than I thought. So let's just toss a ball, see what happens. Ooh, new friend. Who dis? I do think I will give you a nickname. And you shall be... Little Green. I know you're not green. But, Route 221 complete, time to move on to the next place we've completely ignored. So, let's go up to Floroma Town, and grab a couple of items that we've missed behind, make our way into Fuego Ironworks, beat up a couple of guys, grab some more items, including a Firestone, Rock Incense, and talk to this guy.
Well, hello, it's not often I get visitors here. I try to make the ironworks run better with the moving floor tiles.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
But no one was happy about it. You don't want to listen to me whine. Have this.
Getting another Firestone and coming over here to grab a Flamethrower. Not bad. Before we make our way out to the Fuego Ironworks grass to find our next potential friend. Ooh. We find ourselves a big slug. Bruce Wayne, I guess he can start us off, but I kinda want Seth Rogen at the front. Okay. So, Gastrodon's gonna start off with Ancient Power, and Super Fang. Gastrodon down to half, Gastrodon's gonna Water Pulse. Ain't gonna do too much damage to Seth Rogen, but Super Fang. Gastrodon's down to a quarter. Gastrodon's gonna Water Pulse again. Again, not gonna do that much damage, but it will confuse Seth Rogen. So let's see if we're in the right mind to get off a Super Fang. No, Gastrodon avoided it. So Gastrodon's unfortunately gonna recover, getting back up to 3/4 health. Seth Rogen is confused and bites itself. Rude. Gastrodon's gonna respond with Body Slam, doing more damage than I'd like. Seth Rogen snaps out of confusion to get off a Super Fang. Gastrodon's gonna recover. Rude. And let's just keep on saucing out them Super Fangs. Gastrodon's down to about half, and Gastrodon will recover. I hate this slug. So let's set up for the long game. If I toss out a couple of defense girls, we'll be able to survive a little bit longer. Gastrodon's gonna body slam for minimal damage. So let's get back to super fanging. Gastrodon's down to half, and Gastrodon's gonna body slam. Super fang. Down to a quarter. Gastrodon responds with the water pulse. Very minimal damage. So let's try tossing out some balls. You want to be my friend? No. Gastrodon throws out an ancient power, bringing us down to low, so hopefully this will be friend? Oh. And Gastrodon's gonna water pulse. We are lower than I would like to be. Seth Rogen, get out of there. And you know what, Willie Nelson, you can tank a couple of hits. Gastrodon uses recover. I don't like this slug. You want to be my friend? Take that as a no. Gastrodon throws out a water pulse. Willie Nelson, you're gonna kill this thing if you stay out there. So, Blaze Blue, I think you can survive a couple of hits. Gastrodon throws out a body slam that was definitely meant for Willie Nelson, and paralyzes Blaze Blue. But Blaze Blue heals itself on alone. So let's get this Gastrodon in a fire spin. Gastrodon's gonna get some persistent damage, but Gastrodon is gonna body slam us and paralyze Blaze Blue again, getting a little bit of damage from that fire spin. And let's just toss out some balls. Pokeball 1, friend? Friend? Nope, no Gastrodon friend. Gastrodon's gonna water pulse Blaze Blue, being a super effective hit, still not doing that much damage. Alright. Persistent damage on Gastrodon from the fire spin. Alright. So let's try an Ultra Ball. Friend? Friend? No friend. Gastrodon's gonna respond with a water pulse, doing some damage, not too terribly much. Persistent damage from the fire spin. It is going to die very soon. So, Ultra Ball? Friend? Friend? It really doesn't want to be my friend. And then it hits recover. Rude. But Blaze Blue healed itself with paralysis. And Gastrodon gets persistent damage from fire spin. So let's toss out another fire spin. Just start it over again. Gastrodon responds with an ancient power. Persistent damage from the fire spin, and I am done with this fight. Gastrodon does not want to be friend. I am out of balls. It goes down. Now, with our Pokemon spent and a couple places cleaned up, let's head back to Celestia Town, and Bruce Wayne, you've held on to Astonish for a very long time, but it's time to replace that with something a little bit more useful. So, let's get rid of Astonish and teach you U-Turn instead. And then, let's head right on back to the Underground so that we can catch a couple more Pokemons, but first, gotta get Seth Rogen up to a good level for that, because your catchability is only good as your survivability, Seth Rogen. Bruce Wayne, 62, and wants to learn Air Slash. Special attack. Don't want it. Moving right along, Blaze Blue, 56. Alright. And wants to learn Fire Blast. 5 PP and low accuracy. No thank you. Seth Rogen, 46. Chad, 59. And Seth Rogen, 47. Bruce Wayne, 63. Linda gets 57. Been a hot minute since she leveled up. And Seth Rogen gets 48. And wants to learn Amnesia. That could also be good on Seth Rogen. But I'll hold off. BlazBlue gets level 57, and Willie Nelson gets level 61. Bruce Wayne gets 64. And Seth Rogen gets 49. And Chad gets 60. And wants to learn Cross Chop? Interesting, tell me more. 5 PP and mid accuracy. Nah. And Seth Rogen gets level 50. BlazBlue gets level 58. Bruce Wayne, 65. Linda gets 58. Just getting up there now. And Seth Rogen gets 51. Willie Nelson gets 62. Seth Rogen, 52. Bruce Wayne gets up to 66. And Chad gets level 61. BlazBlue up to 59. And Seth Rogen, 53. Seth Rogen wants superpower, eh? Tell me more. 5 PP and will completely hinder your defense. Nah. Switching over to Linda. Linda gets 59. Bruce Wayne gets 67. Seth Rogen up to 54. Now I will say, at this point, we are leveling up against level 55 Mr. Mines, purely because I hate mines. BlazBlue gets 60. And Seth Rogen gets 55. So, right now, Seth Rogen is on par with everything I am fighting down here. Chad gets 62. Bruce Wayne gets 68. So, I think a couple more levels for Seth Rogen. Linda gets 60. Will get me to a place where I feel safe. Seth Rogen gets 56. Especially with the things that I will be fighting. Willie Nelson up to 64. A twofer with Bruce Wayne getting 69. Nice. And wanting to learn Leech Life? You know, that could be good, but I do like U-Turn better. Maybe I'll come back to you, Leech Life. BlazBlue gets 61. Seth Rogen up to 57. Chad 63. And Linda gets level 61, while Seth Rogen gets 58. Wants to learn Curse. No. No, I don't want Curse. Bruce Wayne up to 70. Not so nice. Willie Nelson gets 65. BlazBlue 62. And Seth Rogen 59. I think this is good enough to start catching Pokemons. So, our fourth cavern down in the underground. Seth Rogen, I think you can take on the Sneasel. The Sneasel starts off with a little bit of beat up because it is easily going to outspeed us at any level. Seth Rogen, I think in this battle, defense will be our friend. So, throw down a defense curl. Heal up with some leftovers that we found in a nice little icy cave earlier. Sneasel's gonna start off with some agility because beat up ain't gonna do nothing against us. Seth Rogen, throw down another defense curl. You are untouchable at this point. Sneasel's gonna screech, lowering our defense, which is unfortunate. But we are gonna start off with our assault. Super Fang. Sneasel down to half. Sneasel's gonna beat up, but Seth Rogen is gonna dodge because he loves us ever so much. Get a defense curl to get our defense back after that screech. Which Sneasel is just gonna screech again. I don't like this Sneasel. So let's just continue our assault. Seth Rogen, throw out the Super Fang. Get Sneasel down to a quarter. Sneasel's gonna beat up, minimal damage. Which we're gonna respond to with a little bit of a defense curl. Just keeping us a little bit safe as we wait for our leftovers to kick in, bringing us right on back up to almost full health. Sneasel's gonna start off with a feint. Minimal damage, so continue the Super Fang. Sneasel's down to an 8, and we get a little bit of health back from our leftovers. Sneasel's gonna try to beat us up. With a critical hit. And we're gonna attempt Super Fang, completely whiff it, but get a little bit of health back with our leftovers. Sneasel's gonna agility. It was already outspeeding us. I don't care. So let's just Super Fang that. And Sneasel being down to about an 8th health, I think it is time to start throwing some balls. Friend? Well, Sneasel's gonna faint. Ooh, look at that damage. Too bad I got leftovers. Nice. So, be my friend. Friend? Sneasel's data will be added to the Pokedex. It is extremely vicious and will not stop attacking until its foe is incapable of moving. I like to hear it. You know what? You look like a mischievous. Any-whoosits? Got a little bit more stuff to grab, find rare candy in a cave, and, more importantly, our next potential friend. Hello, little pig child. I would like you to meet Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen, second verse, same as the first, start off with a little bit of defense curl. I know Togepi is more of a special attacker, but may as well get your defense up. Before we start with the Super Fang, Togepi down to half health. Tries to use the last resort, doesn't really work, so throw down another Super Fang. Togepi's gonna wish, which will be annoying in about a turn. So Togepi's gonna recover health in a couple turns. Let's just let that happen and stall for a little bit. Get our defense up. Togepi's gonna baton pass to absolutely no effect, which is gonna take effect, giving Togepi plus 50% health. And let's start Super Fang him again. Togepi uses Wish once again. But history wasn't written by the cowardly, so let's Super Fang. Togepi's gonna Wish. It's gonna fail, but the Wish is going to take effect from last turn. So let's Super Fang Togepi, getting it down just a little bit more. Togepi's gonna baton pass to no avail. Let's get off one more Super Fang, and no matter what Togepi does, we're gonna throw some balls. Togepi's gonna Wish, so hopefully this next ball will make it our friend. Friend? Nice. Now, Togepi is caught, but it is not native to Sinnoh, so it doesn't go in our Pokedex. and you shall be Meep. So, let's collect a couple more items in these caves, including PP Up, before we encounter our next potential friend, a Magnemite. Okay, so let's start off. Defense Girl. Not gonna do much against a Magnemite, but it's something. So our defense goes up, to which Magnemite will Metal Sound, lowering our defense. Don't like it. So let's just start Super Fanging. Magnemite's down to half. Gonna respond with a little bit of Metal Sound. Honestly, I don't think Magnemite has that many physical attacks, so I don't care that much. But we'll put Willie Nelson out there because Willie Nelson will be very much immune to everything Magnemite could throw out. Magnemite's gonna lock on to Willie Nelson, but doesn't expect a Seth Rogen. Magnemite's gonna lock on once again. So let's Super Fang. Bringing Magnemite on down to quarter health. Magnemite's gonna throw up a light screen. Ain't gonna do nothing, my friend. So let's throw out a Super Fang. Super Fang brings Magnemite down to a quarter health. Magnemite's gonna lock on once again. So let's Super Fang. 1/16 health. Magnemite's gonna light screen to no avail. And let's throw out a Willie Nelson. Just so that Magnemite can't do jack or anything else. Now let's start throwing balls, starting with the Pokeball. Friend? Pokeball gets it done. And Magnemite is our friend. Ooh, and it brings Chad up to level 64. Alright, I can get behind that. Magnemite, you shall be... How's about Newton? Yes. Now we are left with one more potential friend in the underground, which I think will be a Gibble. So, Seth Rogen, get on out there, let's make a new friend. Starting off with a little bit of Defense Curl, bringing our defense up because Gibble can hit hard. With things like Dragon Claw, which still hit hard despite the fact that we Defense Curl. So we get a little bit of health back from our leftovers. Let's do a little bit more defense. You're a scary little ground dragon. Gibble's gonna dig. And I think, after of course we get our health back from our leftovers, that we're gonna Defense Curl and try to tank this. So Defense Curl times 3 with Oblivious Seth Rogen. Dig does almost nothing to us. Leftovers bringing us up to almost full. And time to start our assault with Super Fang. Gibble's down to half. Throws out a Dragon Claw. Almost nothing. Leftovers bring back all that lost health. To which we are going to throw out a Super Fang. Down to a quarter. Gibble's going to Dragon Claw. With similar results. Leftovers bring our health back. And we're gonna throw out a little bit of a Super Fang. Gibble is going to use Sandstorm. Could be annoying. But we get our health back. So you know what? Let's throw out another Super Fang. Down to an 8th. Gibble's gonna throw underground. Now, we can't really throw any balls. So, I think it is time for a Defense Curl. Oh no, our defense won't go any higher. And we got dug. Luckily we have leftovers to bring our health right on back up. Now, let's throw our Super Fang. Gibble is down to a negligible amount of health. Gonna throw out an Iron Head to attack Seth Rogen. Gonna get hit by a Sandstorm. And gonna get a little bit of health back from our leftovers. Now let's start throwing some balls. Friend? 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 No. Gibble's gonna respond with a bit of an Iron Head. And the Sandstorms are gonna go away. So, you know what? I think it is about time for a ball. Friend? 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 Final friend. Of the underground, that is. Gibble's data will be added to the Pokedex. It once lived in the tropics. To avoid the cold, it lives in caves warmed by geothermal heat. And obviously he's Trogdor. Just gonna be burninating the countryside. Burninating the peasants. Burninating all the people. In their thatched roof cottages. But let's heal up our Pokemons, and with many a friend acquired, I think we will call it there for today. Next week, let's get these guys ready for the Elite Four. Bye!